Samsung just dropped a bombshell, but here's the thing. Most of their new lineup is a complete waste of your money. Seriously, you're either going to overpay for features you never use, or you're going to buy the wrong phone and regret it by Christmas. I've spent the last hours stress testing, benchmarking, and burning through the batteries of every single Galaxy device, so you don't have to cut through the marketing hype to find the truth. From the ultimate power user to the budget king, I'm counting down the top, and trust me, the number one pick might surprise you. Let's dive in. Starting at number 1. Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus. Editor's note: Samsung just announced the Galaxy S26 series. The biggest improvements are to the Galaxy S26 Ultra, which features a new privacy display that prevents people around you from peeping at your screen. You can read more about the trio here, but stay tuned for a review. The first place to start when considering a Samsung phone is the Galaxy S25 series, 7/10. Wired recommends the company's 2025 flagship lineup. Not much has changed from its predecessors. Seriously, many of the specs are identical, but that doesn't stop them from being excellent and reliable smartphones. The Galaxy S25 is the smallest of the lot with a 6.2-inch screen, and then there's the Galaxy S25 Plus at 6.7 inches. Choosing between them largely depends on whether you want a small, pocketable phone or a big display. There are minuscule differences in some specs, such as how the S25 Plus comes with 256 gigabytes of storage, and the bigger size means a beefier battery, but they're more alike than ever before. You get every high-end feature you can think of, from UFS 4.0 storage speeds to brilliantly bright AMOLED displays with high 120Hz refresh rates that ratchet down to 1 Hz to be more energy efficient. The batteries typically last a full day of average use with around 30 to 40% left, and there's an excellent triple camera system with 3x optical zoom, an ultrawide in addition to the main camera, and a strong selfie shooter. These phones also put out some of the best video footage out of the box, so they're great for budding TikTokers. Arguably, the most notable improvement over prior models is performance. The efficient Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset paired with Samsung's improved cooling technology means it can handle demanding games like Genshin Impact with fewer stutters and without getting warm too quickly. I'm not fond of the design. They're a bit bland, but at least you can snag them in some unique colors exclusive to Samsung.com. Number 2. Galaxy S25 Ultra. Editor's note: Samsung just announced the Galaxy S26 series. The biggest improvements are to the Galaxy S26 Ultra, which features a new privacy display that prevents people around you from peeping at your screen. You can read more about the trio here, but stay tuned for a review. Want the best Samsung has to offer? That'd be the Galaxy S25 Ultra, 7 out of 10, Wired recommends, though it doesn't feel as ultra as its predecessors. This phone shares many specs and features with the standard Galaxy S25 series. Even the design is unified, but it has more durable front glass for better drop protection and scratch resistance, as well as a titanium frame. However, this doesn't mean it's less prone to breakage. Use a case. It's the biggest phone of the trio, meaning it has the largest battery, which can extend into the morning of a second day. Notably, the S25 Ultra has a built-in stylus. You pull it out from the bottom and start writing on the screen to jot down notes or doodle when bored on a Zoom call. Unfortunately, Samsung removed the ability to use it as a Bluetooth remote for the camera. Speaking of, the cameras are where it goes the extra mile. Not only is the main camera a 200-megapixel shooter that can preserve more details, but there are also 2 telephoto cameras in addition to the new and improved 50-megapixel ultrawide. At 3x and 5x, you have better zoom options with great quality, though this starts to diminish in low light. I do miss the 10x optical zoom from the Galaxy S23. The ultrawide also performs well in low light and has delivered sharper results than the Google Pixel 9 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max. Number 3. Galaxy Z Fold7. The Galaxy Z Fold7, 7/10, Wired recommends, is one of the most expensive smartphones in Samsung's lineup. While the flagship Galaxy S25 Ultra wins in many respects, there's now better feature parity between the two devices, so you won't feel like you're losing out by going with the Fold 7. The only major losses are the lack of the S Pen stylus and the missing 5x optical zoom camera. The cameras are much closer in quality thanks to both utilizing a 200-megapixel main sensor, and while the 3x optical camera is nice to have, I really do miss the 5x zoom on the Ultra. Samsung slimmed down the phone considerably, making it wider in the process and lighter. It's overall much nicer to hold and type on, even lighter than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. The build quality is excellent, with a reliable hinge and a crease that's easy to ignore. Battery life is unimpressive, though just about a day, though far less if you opt to use the inner screen more often. If you want a book-like folding phone and have the cash, this is the best you'll find at the moment. However, anyone spending this much on a smartphone will probably be interested in Samsung's new Galaxy Z Fold7. Open both screens up like a booklet, and you're treated to a massive 10-inch screen. Read more about it below. Number 4. Galaxy S25 FE. The final entry in the Galaxy S25 series is the Galaxy S25 FE. Samsung took the basic foundation of the Galaxy S25 and stripped out a few features to hit a lower price. I never think the Fan Edition series is worth the MSRP because it almost immediately dips to around $200 during big sale events. At around $450, that's when it's a great deal. However, I do want to point out that there's not much new here over the previous Galaxy S24 FE. It is an iterative upgrade. I used this phone for more than a week, and it operated almost flawlessly. Performance from the Exynos processor never gave me any hiccups, though the phone tends to get quite warm in specific spots on the back. I tried Genshin Impact, and while I wasn't experiencing ultra-smooth gameplay, especially when I cranked the graphics, it was playable. The battery lasted me through a full day of average use, though heavy users may find themselves plugging in by the evening. The cameras are impressive for the money, especially the 3x optical zoom. I got some decent photos out of the 10x digital zoom, too. It's not amazing in low light, especially when trying to capture a subject that won't stay still, my dog, and the autofocus can sometimes mess up, so you may find yourself tapping the shutter button a few times extra. The results are still pretty dang good. You get the same Qi 2 ready wireless charging treatment as the other S25 phones, meaning there are no magnets baked into the device. You'll need a magnetic case if you want to use the FE with Qi 2 chargers. At least you'll get 7 years of software updates. Considering this phone is on sale as of publication, that's incredible. All things considered, if you don't want to pay flagship prices and you definitely want a Samsung phone, the S25 FE is the way to go. Number 5. Galaxy Z Flip7. Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip7, 7 out of 10, Wired recommends. Is it my favorite flip-style folding phone? That'd be the Motorola Razr Ultra, but this version has made some nice changes that make the phone thinner with bigger screens and a more durable hinge mechanism. The external screen is now 4.1 inches, so you can see more content at a glance, though annoyingly, you need to install an app called Multistar if you want to open any app on this display. Open it up, and you get a 6.9-inch screen that's bright, sharp, and colorful. Performance is great, though the phone does get a little too warm for my liking. Unfortunately, battery life is lackluster. Most people may struggle to last a full day on a single charge. The cameras are solid, but Samsung is facing serious competition from the Razr Ultra. In head-to-head comparisons, I ended up liking more photos from the Razr over the Flip7, which is quite shocking considering Samsung usually wins in the camera department. Still, if you want to stick with a Samsung phone, it'll get far more software updates and has a better repair network. After all, the Flip7 is a satisfactory update that looks great and is wonderfully pocketable. So, did your favorite phone make the cut, or do you think I totally missed the mark? Let me know in the comments. I read them every single night. If you're serious about grabbing one of these devices, I've linked the best current deals in the description below. Don't forget to smash that like button if this helped you out, and subscribe for more honest tech reviews. I catch you in the next one.